Turkey presents an interesting case when we examine foods through the framework of NAD plus metabolism and brain health. The primary compound of interest here is tryptophan, an essential amino acid that most people associate with post-Thanksgiving drowsiness, but its role in brain biochemistry goes much deeper than that popular myth. Let's explore what turkey might actually do for brain health and where the science gets uncertain. Tryptophan is a precursor to both serotonin and NAD+. Your body can convert tryptophan into NAD+ through what's called the kynurenine pathway, which is particularly important as we age because the more direct NAD+ synthesis pathways become less efficient. This alternative route becomes increasingly critical for maintaining adequate NAD+ levels in aging brain cells. In theory, consuming tryptophan-rich foods like turkey should support this pathway. However, and this is a significant however, the conversion of dietary tryptophan to brain NAD+ is not straightforward or guaranteed. Tryptophan has to compete with other amino acids to cross the blood-brain barrier. It faces competition from other large neutral amino acids, and the outcome of that competition depends on what else you're eating. If you eat turkey with a lot of other protein sources, you might actually reduce the amount of tryptophan that reaches your brain. This is why the tryptophan-sleepiness connection is largely a myth. The complete protein in turkey actually limits tryptophan's effects. The kynurenine pathway itself is complex and can be hijacked by inflammation. When your immune system is activated, it shunts tryptophan down inflammatory branches of this pathway, producing compounds that are actually neurotoxic rather than neuroprotective. So if someone has chronic inflammation, which is common in Alzheimer's disease, eating more turkey might not effectively boost brain NAD+ at all. The tryptophan might end up fueling the very processes that damage the brain. Let's also address quality concerns. Turkey from factory farm sources often contains antibiotic residues and comes from birds raised in stressful conditions, potentially affecting the nutritional quality. Organic, pasture-raised turkey is significantly more expensive, which creates an access issue. Not everyone can afford the premium versions of these foods, and we need to be realistic about that when making dietary recommendations. There's also the preparation problem. Turkey is often consumed in ways that aren't particularly healthy, deep-fried, covered in gravy made with inflammatory fats, or processed into deli meats loaded with sodium and preservatives. Deli turkey, in particular, may contain nitrates and other compounds that could promote oxidative stress, potentially canceling out any NAD+ benefits from the tryptophan content. One important warning: for people taking certain medications, particularly MAO inhibitors or some psychiatric drugs, increasing tryptophan intake can be dangerous. There's a risk of serotonin syndrome, which can be life-threatening. Anyone on medication should consult with their healthcare provider before significantly increasing turkey or other tryptophan-rich foods in their diet. The realistic benefit here is probably modest. Turkey provides protein and can contribute to the overall amino acid pool your body uses for various metabolic processes, including NAD+ synthesis. But expecting turkey alone to significantly impact Alzheimer's disease progression is wishful thinking. The biological pathway exists, yes, but it's one small piece of an enormously complex puzzle involving hundreds of metabolic processes, genetic factors, and lifestyle variables. In conclusion, turkey is a reasonable lean protein source that may offer some support for NAD+ metabolism through the tryptophan-kynurenine pathway, but the effects are likely modest and highly dependent on individual metabolic health, inflammation status, and dietary context.